The first thing that comes to mind when I think of perfume is not the smell of my favorite fragrance in my closet. Instead, it's the shape, color, and design of my favorite perfume bottles. The scent itself is actually the last thing I think of when I try to imagine my favorite perfume. This is surprising because biologically, smell is the most intense sense. It is powerful enough to trigger memories deeper in our minds than both sight and sound. So it's sad to think that when I'm shopping for perfume, the first thing I notice is its pretty shape and color. Perfume is an evolving and adapting industry that uses advertisement and design to appeal to consumers. I see perfume as an accessory, something that enhances my disposition, while Holden Caulfield may see it as something that allows a person to spray on an illegitimate personality. As simple as this invisible product may seem, perfume also represents the social standards that lie behind modern culture. The invention of perfume is currently credited to the ancient Egyptians. Throughout time, fragrances have been passed down as an affluent luxury, and chemists from all over the world expanded on ways of making it. It originally evolved for religious purposes and was used by wealthy religious leaders. The idea was so that they themselves, as well as the air around them, would be clean enough for God. Perfume became more and more common, though, and was available to more and more people. Throughout history, perfume has always been changing, adapting to the current trends of society. Writer James Martell notes that in the 70s, white florals and florientals were the popular perfumes. Then, in the 80s, power fragrances took over. And in the environmentally aware 90s, fresh, ozonic, and sweet notes were the preference. Changing in order to fit in, or conforming to the social norm, is something our friend Holden Caulfield would not think so highly of. He might say that the entire fragrance industry is phony in the way that it prostitutes itself in order to stay modern. The whole idea of masking your true self with an aroma that isn't yours is phony. Holden may even recognize that as phony as the idea of perfume itself is, the reasoning for buying it from a consumer's point of view is worse. Perfume has become an accessory that's not just about smelling good. Instead, it implies so much more about the person that wears it. The brand suggests wealth. The ingredients say how environmentally friendly you are. The intensity of the scent reveals your personality. The name corresponds to how you're feeling when you wear it, and so on. So how do we attach so much meaning into one little bottle? Like many products, the marketing of perfume has become the biggest part of the industry, while the actual chemistry behind the aroma is nothing in comparison. So it is only natural that when we think of our favorite perfumes and colognes, we instantly imagine the bottle or even the advertisement. The process of marketing isn't foreign to Veronique Gabai-Pinsky, a president and designer for Estee Lauder. In a BBC documentary, Veronique says her job for a Tommy Hilfiger cologne, Loud, was to reconnect a younger generation with Tommy Hilfiger fashion brand. The great challenge of our business, she said, is that nobody needs another fragrance. So when you launch something to the market, good is simply not good enough.
The reason why this is popular, well, the name speaks for itself. Dolce & Gabbana, I mean, it's a very popular brand. It's high-end, it's classy, it's sophisticated. It's very chic, very clean, very
how it's packaged.
It's very sexual, it's very sensual. His eyes really just pop out.
Yeah, they stand out.
Just make you want to just
buy
the cologne.
Because you might look like him if you wear it.
If you smell that.
These ideas within fragrance bottles and advertisements are a way of convincing consumers that the fragrance being sold is a useful product and is needed.
I get home from work, I don't want to smell bad, so smell like that instead, I guess. But in terms of Western culture and society wanting to smell different, smell good, I think that's just an image thing.
Popular ideals and modern set social and physical standards set the stage for the current fragrance industries. The pressure on people, women in particular, to look their best is the very idea that fuels the success of perfume and cologne advertisements. Fragrance ads reveal these modern themes and physical standards as perfume and cologne commercials start to look more and more like movies.
Especially today, especially this way.
Digitally altered faces and unrealistic scenarios would remind Holden Caulfield of the fake ideas that come from movies. As Holden stated his hatred for phony movies, I too would agree that the lack of authenticity in modern culture is concerning. These points are not meant to encourage a boycott of all fragrance products. It is important, however, to understand the underlying ideas in fragrance advertisements. Like all industries throughout time, perfume and cologne companies have been changing and creating styles that would interest consumers, a marketing tactic Holden Caulfield would call phony. Fragrance industries also use modern standards and advertisements in order to sell their products, and it is important to recognize that perfumes and colognes will not make you look any different, only smell better. So next time you shop for a perfume or cologne, focus on the scent you're going to have to smell all day instead of the cool design of the bottle.